Static analysis and dynamic analysis are two critical methodologies used in application security to identify vulnerabilities, bugs, and other issues. Static code analysis, as the name suggests, analyzes code without executing it. It's like checking a recipe for mistakes without actually cooking the dish. The purpose is to find vulnerabilities or errors in the code, configuration files, or system scripts. Many antivirus, anti-malware, and EDR platforms continuously inspect code on end devices, performing automated code review of installed files and applications to detect bugs and security vulnerabilities. Dynamic code analysis, on the other hand, examines the code while it's running, i.e., in execution. It's like testing a dish while it's cooking to adjust the flavors. The purpose is to find vulnerabilities that become evident only during the application's execution. This could include things like memory leaks or unauthorized access attempts. The OWASP ZAP (Zed Attack Proxy) is a penetration testing tool used for finding vulnerabilities in web applications during runtime. Burp Suite, a tool for testing web application security, it looks for potential vulnerabilities by analyzing web traffic during the application's runtime. The two, in comparison, can be thought of by imagining that you're building a toy, software. Static analysis is like inspecting all the parts and the instruction manual before assembling the toy, ensuring all parts are correct and that the instructions make sense. On the other hand, dynamic analysis is like testing the toy after assembling it, ensuring it works correctly when used. Using static and dynamic analysis internally is great for validating and securing code. But how can you tell if a piece of code or software on the internet is safe to use? That's where sandboxes come in. Public websites like Any.Run, Joe's Sandbox, and even VirusTotal utilize open-source dynamic analysis for identifying malicious software samples uploaded by internet users. By creating a virtual environment where the potential malware can be safely executed, we can observe how it behaves and classify it based on its malicious behaviors. You can upload and analyze suspicious files or URLs in an isolated environment to detect malicious behavior without affecting your own system. These website sandboxes employ both static and dynamic analysis techniques. Let's take a look. Here are some popular online sandboxes that use dynamic analysis. We've got VirusTotal. This is one where you can upload your own file here. If you have the question about a URL that you think might be a little sketchy, you can go ahead and put it in here. If you're not sure what it is, you can also put a search based on the file hash, an IP address, or a URL. Next up, we have Any.Run. Any.Run is going to be a sign-up service that you can get a free account for. And after you actually have a free account on Any.Run, you can look to see what different hashes have been uploaded, or even upload your own hash to see if there's malicious intent behind something that matches that hash. Next, we have hybrid analysis. Now, it's always good to use more than one online sandbox for a resource. So even if Any.Run and VirusTotal also do the same thing, utilizing another one just to make sure that you have good information that's redundant and that you can depend on is important. That's why we can use additional ones like hybrid analysis to check different files that you can collect, understanding if there's a file that you want to upload or a URL in question. You can even do searches on different types of IP domains to see if they're malicious or not. And finally, let's look at Joe's Sandbox. Joe's Sandbox actually has an intuitive interface that helps you understand which type of analysis you want to use on which operating system. It's easy to use and, again, completely free. Performing static and dynamic analysis internally on your code is critical for ensuring the validation and stability of systems and software development. From an outsider's perspective, sandboxes can use the same static and dynamic analysis to make sure you're not unintentionally installing malicious code on systems.